Welcome back, MLG Finals 2015. Faze versus DT. I don't think Faze could look any better, team. I mean, they are just looking insane right now.
This is like the fastest series we've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Faze able to take that before even going to the last hill on compound. 6-0 S&D. It was like 5 minutes and 40 seconds.
It's been a very
crazy.
fast series.
The double sniper setup.
They had
it's what's putting them apart.
They didn't really even try to adjust
at all.
I mean, you could have said, nope, stuns. Throw anything at them, right? Stuns,
and you have to use subs if they're using a double snipe setup. It's so greedy.
They almost were relying on them missing shots and then picking them off at long range.
You can't peek those long ranges with a bow. You have to pull out stuns and run at them with a sub. 2 snipers, you have the complete advantage. Pull out 4 subs.
And on offense, you don't want to challenge over at B when they have the 2 sniper setup, because that's a really easy lane to snipe. I mean, you go towards A, you force that player to come catwalk. Even if you get the bomb down, then they have to come in with their pistols. A lot easier for you to manage. But that map is over very fast.
Very quickly.
Detroit Uplink going to be this next one coming up. Game number 3 in this series. How do you like this map draw for either team? Do you think it favors one side or another?
I mean, I think everything favors Faze right now. The way they're playing, it just seems like Zuma and Attach just cannot be stopped. Clay and Enable just doing their job. That's all they need to do. When your sub players are putting up so much pressure, so many numbers, and just going so positive overall, it makes it easy for everyone. And that's why we see Faze able to play so consistently well as a team. We don't ever see one of those players struggling like we see, you know, a certain player on a team will struggle just because they can't get anything going. We saw in that compound, there's a couple players on DT that were doing decent, but when you're just getting out-killed by like 40 or 50, like what can you do?
Yeah, it's not much to do at that point. We'll start on board with DT as they're playing from the favorable side and actually going to go on board with Ivy. He's going to get taken out in Garage right away, and I figure he's probably the player you're looking at for DT to really go off in this one. Their strongest sub. I don't think I would be out of line saying that, you know, playing with Diabolic Sender Watson. You know, going to be their most aggressive player. Definitely going to need to come up big in this one.
Yeah, definitely. Looks like DT is starting on the better side of this one. Need to try and get around and get that pick control and top box with the bow. Doing a good job so far. Watson trying to roam this middle box area. Seems to miss the person at that middle steps, getting chased right now. But your bow player, you don't really want that guy taking the ball.
Even really, I kind of just frantically pointed at the screen here. But they had 3 dead, and Watson was sitting on top glass just with the bow. I mean,
it took too long.
Unfortunately for DT, they're able to slay out again.
Yeah, I completely agree with you.
Score, but
when you take those 3-4 seconds to make those plays, it can catch up to you. Faze answering back with a 4 dead of their own, seeing if they're going to be able to hit one of these quick ones at middle street. Looks like Enable's going for it. Looks like a good toss right there. Actually throws it a little bit to the right. Uncharacteristic of him. Usually you don't see any player on Faze missing throws like that, but overall, a little bit of a blessing for DT.
Great start for DT, man. You have going to be Ivy starting at 6-3. Watson playing much better at 4-1, currently up 2-0. You have Watson here on your screen in the mid street, just trying to lock it down with the bow. Going to put some shots in Enable. Enable's going to get deeper into school. Watson's in a very difficult spot. He's gonna be able to take out Clay from behind. If he can stay alive, this would be amazing. Picks up 2. Ivy picks up a 3rd. Now, if you're DT, this is where you have to pick up the drone again and advance it up the map. They have 1 player for Faze that was still up. That was Zuma behind enemy lines. It's gonna be Sender with the drone, taking it all the way through back green. He had 1 player directly in front of him. He's going to get taken out, and this is going to be a difficult route for Sender to take at that point.
See, that's the reason you don't really want to run that ball all the way into the back green area. It gives your team, the other team, such a good spawn, whether it's in that lockers room or even back on the point. It's so much harder to get that alley to hit that toss. So I don't know why they didn't take the ball faster.
I understand it from the standpoint that Zuma was behind them and probably thought they would have just got pinched in school.
It's fine to go green, but you don't want to go to the back green door. It just puts you in this little box, this corner that you can't really go out of. You want to try and go out the side door, get that ball to crate so they have to shoot the ball guy first and open up some lanes for the other people on your team.
It's going to be 2 down for DT. Clayster with the drone in the mid street. He's going to get shut down. You see the pressure for Faze. They're starting to put it on the back alley now, trying to just get into the DT base, cause some chaos, and then play for the drone in the middle. It's going to be Zuma picking up 1 mid-map. He's going to go into Garage. You have Clay and Enable, really the 2 guys playing for drone. And it's a little bit odd that you have Clay and Enable, the 2 ARs, playing for the drone. We saw Watson with the drone as well for DT. A little bit odd at the beginning. Usually we see the submachine gun players do more of the OBJ work, but I guess for Faze, 2 minutes left in this first side, playing from the bad side. It's not a bad draw, only being down 2.
You do not mind tossing that ball up like it is right now in that 15-second reset. Gives you a little bit of time to regain that School control. We see 2 players stacking in to School right there. The trades are won by DT, though. The player, it is Ivy moving up into that fire window. Nice shots from Enable with that Val at that close range. Good stuff from him. We see multiple times the Faze players able to win those close range gunfights with those ARs. Zuma coming in with that middle street flank. We see it time and time again, and it always seems to work for him.
In just this last minute 20, you can't, if you're DT, you can't let Faze put any points on the board. You played a pretty good half if you're DT.
True.
I thought, you know, from what we've seen, they put a lot of good pressure on School, only resulting in 1 2-point play. Probably could have got another one if they were a little bit faster that first time. But they can allow Faze to get a cheap point on the board here. It's going to be attached with the drone in hand as a player coming directly to his left. He's going to whiff with the melee and now just dip out, trying to get his teammates to support him as they push it up. It looks like we're going to have like a 4-on-4 battle here in the middle. It's going to be Enable picking up one with a nade. You're going to see the drone go all the way into Garage, and it's going to be Diabolic with the drone with a free breakaway here through School. He's got 1 player to beat. Does he elect to go towards mid-street? Not going to be able to make it. Going to try and dart by Enable with the bow, just not able to make it through School there. And it's such a tough route. I mean, at that point,
really
you might as well just throw the drone down and try and challenge that gunfight.
Right, he put his teammate in a pretty tough situation. When you dash up and drop the ball in a situation like that, your teammate knows that he has to win a 1v2 gunfight in School. Always tough to do. Attach doing a great job just throwing that ball up the street. Whenever you do that and throw it to their 18, there's always that worry on the other team that there's a player sneaking in the other side of the base. That's what I was looking
for on the map as well.
10 seconds left, a last-ditch effort from DT to try and get another throw on the board. Almost gets it off, but a little bit too much horizontal on that
They needed that point, though.
Yeah, that was a huge point. Making it a 2-score game is very huge on a low-scoring map like Detroit. Faze, you see them, they were getting outslayed, but they do it, they know how to counter it. They make sure the other team can't get many points on the board. When you see Faze outslay a team on the other hand, you know, they're up by
I feel like
the
this second side fits so much better into Faze's strengths, though. They're able now to go into School with those SMGs and just apply unreal pressure. We'll start on board, though, with Clayster. He's the hot hand, topping, actually tied for top in the lobby with Ivy, 14 kills apiece. So Ivy, we talked about him, needed to show up big for the guys on DT with the SMGs. Had a very good first half. Let's see if he can pick it up. But 2 kills, 3 kills in Faze's favor here to start things off. Watson, though, with a big 3-piece, going to even the odds up. That is a huge save there at the beginning. Yeah,
exactly. Good spot there from Watson, sitting in that dark corner at the middle street, picking up easy kills over and over again, saving his team from probably a dunk right there. 3 players flooding up your middle street.
He doesn't get those 3 kills, this map is probably over.
Exactly. Clay was ready at pit with the ball. He could have easily just ran up, blocking spawns because his teammates were at the middle of the street. Now, plays from Watson with the ball at this middle street. Doesn't seem to have hardwired on. A little bit of a struggle there. Looks like DT's going for that dunk. Does get it. 4-0 lead, and finally we see some sort of positive gameplay from DT. Good for them going into the second half, especially on the bad side.
Yeah, you saw Watson actually pass it to one of his teammates, and then they had 2 players in the Faze base just locking it down. You could not have asked for a better start if you're DT. You have Ivy picking up 2 kills in the kill feed, still on board with Watson, and he's on a 5 streak. Gonna pick up another. DT trying to put another 2-point play in. It's gonna be Watson picking up the drone. Gonna get saved by a teammate, throw the drone down, get some more armor. Can he put it in for 2? He's gonna dive in, and he's gonna put it in. It's gonna be DT up 6-0 here against Faze. I don't think anyone saw this one coming in Detroit uplink.
Definitely, and this is why we say Watson is one of the best Val players, especially, you know, he was rated probably the best one in the UK. He is just always putting in work, sort of electrified DT to, you know, get those pushes up to middle street, always get that, create those lanes for the ball player to just sort of jam it down their throat in a sense and get those 2 dunks very quickly. 3 minutes left, and, you know, apparently DT likes this other side much better. It's been mostly due to Watson getting those 3 pieces and 2 pieces at middle street, but it's working out for him.
DT, though, gives up a ton of the map to Faze. It's going to be a pass from Clay to Attach. Attach now stuck in the same spot we saw Sendrig had stuck in with the drone. He's going to opt to just play it out. And if you're DT, next time I think Faze gets the drone into your base, maybe you hold on to the drone underneath your goal.
Right.
And just wait, just slay out. We see more teams starting to use that strategy. It's going to be Attach, working up the mid-map. Walk right by the drone. He's looking to pick up some kills. Clay and Enable picking up 2 as well. Attach going to get a 3rd. Now he's going to pick up the drone and start to run this towards School. And looking at the mini-map, it is home free, and he is going to stop and wait.
Yeah, good play from Attach right there. He was pretty weak with his health. He knows that the other team is going to have plenty of time to rotate back over. Wouldn't be surprised if Faze cuts back, tries to make a play a little in the middle street, especially after that first kill by Clay. Probably getting the call out right now. Tries to just chuck it up to the trailer because Attach knows he's under pressure. Zuma and Attach, 2 kills for Zuma, 1 for Attach. Zuma going up. Great
Huge
plays right there.
Zuma.
You see the communication. 2 of them died. They stalled out for just long enough, got the call out to throw to their front trailer. Zuma comes around from the crate side because they're getting that back alley spawn. Just great coordination and overall communication from Faze. Great plays.
So Zuma coming through that back alley, was able to pick up 2 with the bow, opened it up. Could that be the play that opens up the floodgates for Faze? It's going to be Enable in the middle map. He's going to pick up 1. That's going to be 3 dead yet again. They're going to let Clay pick up the drone. He's going to run this straight through school, and they have 1 player at the truck. That is Attach on an 8 streak, absolutely dominating right now. And Faze only down 2 here, team. Can they make the comeback? Still, a lot of time left. Do we see a pass coming in from DT? It's gonna be Diabolic looking for the drone. He is full red though, needs to put it in. Looks like it's only Zuma to beat in the base. Diabolic's gonna beat him and put in a 2-point play. Huge score by Diabolic.
That's how you counter it right there. Faze scored that dunk so quickly, it allowed DT to sort of break out from that green side, got the call out of the flank from their teammate, just throw it to that 18. Good stuff from Diabolic right there, making sure that all the players were dead. Clay trying to fight back though. Faze rushing up this middle street. Looks like they're gonna have a dunk. Only 1 player in the base for DT. Watson able to take out 2. Almost a dunk. Clay able to clutch up and take it. 40 seconds left. Down 2 is Faze, but looks like DT is set up for the new ball reset and going for the 15.
Yeah, they're gonna play it off the map. It's gonna be Ivy. Now all he has to do is slay out. There's still 30 seconds left. You see 2 kills coming in the kill feed for Faze. Actually make it 3 as Clayser is on a 7 streak here in school. He needs to push this out though. This is a huge kill if he's able to pick this one up. Sender's gonna win the gunfight. 15 seconds left. Enable stuck with the drone. On blue wall, has 1 teammate in support here. It's gonna be Attach and Zuma trying to lead the way. Enable needs to make a play. Team wasting a ton of time. It looks like they're going to like to go towards the mid street. They're going to pick up kills. He's going to drop with the drone. The drone's going to be picked up by Attach.
Oh,
not able to put it in though.
I don't know why Enable went
seconds.
left on that pole instead of right. It looked like Attach created the lane for him. Going left allowed him to get shot by the bow player in the back. Unbelievable plays. Good clutch from DT, but oh my gosh, that was scary. Faze almost scoring back with the comeback. Down 3 scoring attempts, able to bring it back. I thought Attach was going to be able to jump up quickly enough to get that dunk, but no, barely close enough. That 1 kill on Enable. Man, a split-second decision just like that, going left instead of right, can cost you an uplink, and we saw it right there.
Yeah, he would have went to the left side of that portal, probably would have put it in. Attach almost able to put it in the final seconds. Take a look at the scoreboard real quick before we go to commercial break. You had Watson leading the way for DT, 27-24 with that AR. 4 uplinks to his name as well, so having a very good
great stuff
overall game. You got a good game out of Diabolic as well. 4 uplinks, 24 kills.
Probably the first game we've seen Zuma go negative as well, so
yes,
something to note.
It's the first time all weekend. He is human. Yeah, we know that now, and we're going to see a game 4 in this series. We got another hard point coming up right after this.